Alright guys, this is Unit 8, Lesson 14. We're going to be working on quadrilaterals in their attributes. We're going to discuss the attributes of quadrilaterals and draw some and understand how the types of quadrilaterals can be organized into a hierarchy and sort the quadrilaterals into categories. So, get out your SAB book and turn to page 267. We'll be working on 267 through 268. So let's get started. So this chart is in your book. I kind of went ahead and drew you out an example of what each of these shapes were, just so you kind of had a visual of what they are, and then I highlighted them according to what color the shape is. So a parallelogram, which is right here, the yellow shape, it has opposite sides that are parallel, which means the sides never meet. It has opposite sides that are congruent, which means the sides are the exact same length, and has opposite angles, which are congruent, which congruent means the exact same yada yada, so exact same measurement. A rectangle, which is this red shape down here, has opposite sides parallel, so they never meet, has opposite sides congruent, so they're the exact same length, and has 4 right angles, so a right angle is 90 degrees. Then the blue little shape is a square. I hope you all know what a square is. Opposite sides are parallel, 4 right angles, so 4 90-degree angles, and all sides are congruent, which means they're all the same length. A rhombus, also known as a diamond, this green shape, opposite sides are parallel and all sides are congruent. And then a trapezoid, this lovely orange shape right here, has 1 pair of parallel sides. So let's get started. For number 1, in exercises 1 through 6, write true or false. If the statement is false, sketch a counterexample. So for number 1, all quadrilaterals have at least 1 pair of parallel sides. That would be false. So you can write out false if you want. For the sake of time, I'm not going to. So let's see. I'm going to draw one. I'm going to try to. Imagine these are straight lines, guys, that would classify this as false. Let's see. Hopefully that makes sense. It's not supposed to look like a diamond, but it kind of does. So this is closed. There's no parallel sides if they were all straight. And yeah, so there we go. So for number 2, all squares have a pair of perpendicular sides. That is true. For number 3, a rhombus must have an acute angle. That is false. And I will draw a rhombus that does have 90-degree angles. So actually, I'm just going to go up here, click this little baby, and oh, there we go. We have a rhombus that is that doesn't have an acute angle. Sorry. So these are all 90-degree angles here. So yeah, this cannot be acute. Okay, so number 4, all rectangles have opposite sides that are the same exact length. That is true. Okay, so let's move on to number 5. All squares have opposite sides that are parallel. That is also true. And a quadrilateral, so for number 6, a quadrilateral with a right angle must be a rectangle. That is false. So let's draw one out. Okay, so this is a straight line. This is a straight line. This is a straight line, and this is also a straight line. Just imagine in your head. Okay, so this is a 90-degree angle right here. This is also a 90-degree angle. So it can have 2 right angles, and this is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides, and it's not a rectangle, so awesome. Okay, so let's go on to number 7. Sketch a shape that fits the description if possible. A parallelogram with exactly 2 right angles. And I do not believe that that is possible, so we'll just write not possible. You guys can, I'm just going to write not P. You guys finish writing out possible for me. Okay, so number 8, a trapezoid with 1 line of symmetry. Okay, we could do that. Let's see. A trapezoid has one pair of parallel sides. So let's draw our parallel sides, and then we'll meet them. So this side and this side are parallel, the top and the bottom. These two sides are congruent, which means they're the exact same length. And then this dotted line is my line of symmetry. And so if we folded it down the middle, it would be the same on both sides. Okay, so number 9, a rectangle with adjacent sides that are the same length. So we can definitely do that. I'm just going to kind of pull out this shape for you again. It's a square. All these sides are adjacent, and all of the angles are 90 degrees, so I would draw in the little symbol that kind of signifies that those are 90-degree angles. Okay, so for number 10, a square that is not a rhombus, and that's also just not possible. So we would write not, and then you guys would write possible. Okay, so let's move on. Next page. Ooh, quadrilateral cards. So we are going to use these shapes. You'll reference these in your book while we're doing the next page. I can't have both on the same page, sorry. So classify quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a closed shape with 4 straight sides. The diagram below shows how the categories of quadrilaterals are related. So for number 11, it says list the letters of the shapes from quadrilaterals A through T that belong in each category. Many shapes belong to more than one category. Then complete the statements. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get out the little writing tool because it will make it a lot easier for me. And then we will start. So quadrilateral, let's see which these shapes are classified as quadrilaterals. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, I think you guys are getting the flow, L, M, N, O, P, S, T. Okay, so then we move down parallelograms. So let's start with these parallelograms. Which of the shapes are parallelograms? And we can see that shape B, C, D, E, I, L, R, and S are all parallelograms. So then we move on to the trapezoids. The shapes H, O, P, and T are all trapezoids. And then rectangles. Awesome. So shapes B, D, I, and R are rectangles. Then we'll move on to rhombuses, which are diamonds also. B, E, L, and R. Those shapes are all rhombuses. And then, oh, I can't move down anymore, so I'm just going to write the squares right here. We have just B and R are also squares. So then let's go back up and let's complete each of these statements. So a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of parallel sides. Okay, so if we look at the parallelograms that we classified as parallelograms, the little sheets with all the shapes on it, we would see that each of those shapes that we picked as parallelograms had 2 pairs of parallel sides. Let's go to trapezoid. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. Easy enough. Okay, let's move on. So also with the trapezoids, the shapes we classified as trapezoids, they would all have exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. That would be the one thing in common that they have. A rectangle is a parallelogram with 4 right angles. You guys probably already knew that. A rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 congruent 4 congruent sides, not angles. So 4 congruent sides, and a square is a rectangle with 4 congruent sides as well. Let's see, and then a square is a rhombus with 4 right angles. All of those 90-degree angles. All right, so I think that's it for the SAB, and guys can get started on your homework and remembering, and you can do it in class, and I will see you later. Bye.